Good evening to all. Today is our first class of Java programming. So let's start. What is Java programming? What is Java? Java is an object-oriented programming language. It is developed by James Gosling and released by Sun Microsystems in 1995. And more than 3 million devices run Java programs. So now question arises, what is the main reason of origin of Java? So, origin of Java based on two reasons. First, improvement in the art of programming. Second, changes in the computing environment. As we know, now technology is going to advance day by day. So at that time, we are having only C programming language. That is restricted to the PCs. But Java is platform independent. Java programs can be run on web, on mobile phone, etc. Many devices run Java. In C programming, we had restrictions regarding the graphic also. But the Java programming removed these restrictions of graphics and it gives the best effects to the graphics. Changes in the computing environment, like Java is much easier than the C programming language, Fortran and etc. that is developed before the Java programming language. The other reason for the Java programming is to make the programming language easier. What is Java used for today? Java is used for web applications like Google Doc as well as mobile games. Even Java is used for small applications, web pages, etc. The first smartphone contains the Java games. Objects in Java. Java is totally based on object. So now what is object? Object is an entity that has some behavior. For example, pen. Pen has some name, some color and some behavior. Characteristic of pen is like name and color. Its name is Relance, its color is white, and its behavior, it is used to write. For another example of object like dog, it has some name, it has some breed, it has some color and behavior. Behavior of the dog is etc. Characteristic of object. Object has three characteristics: state, behavior, identity. First, object represents some data. Behavior, what it do, why it is used, what are the functionality of the object, that is behavior of the object. Identity, how it looks, how much it is useful, that is identity of the object. These are some real world example of the object, like pencil, it has some color, it has some behavior, some state, apple, book, bag, board, etc. Java is totally based on OOP, object-oriented programming. The languages before the Java is totally based on procedure-oriented programming or POP. So, what is the difference between OOPs and POP? POP is totally based on the functions and OOP is totally based on the method. OOP is totally based on the object. OOP divide the programs in the different objects and POP divide the program into different functions. If we make any changes in any object, then it will not affect the other object. But in POP, if we make any changes in any function, it will affect the other. The communication between the object is by passing message. But in POP, the communication between the object is by passing the parameter. In POP, the functions are much relatable to each other, but in OOP, the functions are not relatable to each other. Each object has its own data, but in POP, they are using the global data. One data is sharing between all methods or all parameters. In OOP, it has an access specifier, but in POP, it has no access specifier. Access specifier like private, public and protected. but in POP, everything will be public. OOP is supported by C++, Java and Python. POP is supported by C, Pascal, Fortran and COBOL. POP is based on algorithm. OOP is based on data. POPs divide the program into function and OOPs divide the program into objects. In POP, data move from function to function, but in OOP, functions that operate on data are bind to form class. POP follow top-down approach, but in OOP follow bottom-up approach. POP is less secure and OOP is much secure. In POP, we are using a global data that is sharing between all functions, but in POP, each object has its own functions.